T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
It all comes down to this. A trip to the NCAA tournament runs through Jamaica, Queens as the top-seeded John Jay Bloodhounds take on the CCNY Beavers in the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Championship. And a pleasant good morning, everybody, and welcome from Jamaica, Queens. He's David Horn. I'm John Perez. And, David, what a year it's been in the CUNYAC, and now 90 minutes separate two teams from going to the tournament.
Of course, John Jay has been mowing through CUNYAC competition. They're on a 6-game win streak, but City College has not gone away easy. They've been tough to beat this season. They've
been a very tough team to beat. Let's take a look at the bracket and see how we got here. And John Jay running roughshod through Lehman. They had a 1-0 lead at halftime, then poured on 8 unanswered goals against the Lightning. Meanwhile, CCNY, after tying with Brooklyn, a 2-0 result in the victory, setting up a rematch with John Jay. These two teams met in 2023, and now we'll meet again as we look at the top-seeded John Jay Bloodhounds and how they got here this year. 10 wins, 2025 regular season champions. That last loss against a CUNYAC opponent was to CCNY. They're seeking their 5th championship.
Yeah, they've been mowing through the competition. As we have said, they've been dominant all season. They've had a depth to their team that they haven't had in previous years. We'll see how they take on today.
As we look at the other side for CCNY, this is a team and the only other team post-pandemic to win a CUNYAC championship. Only 4 wins this year, but 2 1-1 in conference play. They've been to the final 8 times. And, of course, they are the one team that no other team in the conference can say they've knocked off the Bloodhounds in the past.
Yeah, they're going to look to start off really strong, really early, just like they did in 2023. Scoring within the first 5 minutes, they're looking to come out early.
It should be a fun one. It's the Bloodhounds, it's the Beavers, and first touch coming up right after this here at the CUNYAC Women's Championship.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a Green College, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
Welcome back to York College. It's the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Championship. Let's send it down to the field. Joe Trabuzio is our PA announcer with the starting lineups.
Allentown, New Jersey, sophomore number 22, Usna Khan. And in goal, a senior from Mount Vernon, New York, number 98, Ladies and gentlemen, the Beavers of the City College of New York. And their opponents, the John Jay Bloodhounds. The head coach is Johnny Cooley. Assistant coaches are Elise Campos, Nathan Davis, Randolph Key, Alexa Vyatsky, Madeline Friedman, and the student manager is Olivia Penn. Starting for the Bloodhounds, a senior from Brooklyn, New York, number 2, Daniela Vasquez. A freshman from St. Paul, Minnesota, number 4, Eva Lopez. A junior from Steppenwolf, New York, Sofia a freshman from Chelmsford, Massachusetts, number 8, Amaya Milana. A junior from Santa Clarita, California, excuse me, Sola. A junior from Rockland, California, number 11, Katie Sisson. A junior from Folsom, California, number 14, Natalie Mack. A sophomore from South Bend, Indiana, Lilith Eaton. A sophomore from Sparks, Nevada, Sofia Arias. A graduate student from Wellington, New Zealand, number 27, Jalila Willard Sargent. And in goal for the Bloodhounds, a junior, all the way from Zurich, Switzerland, number 0, Anina. Ladies and gentlemen, the John J. Bloodhounds. Let's have a great match. Fans, let's make some noise for the Beavers and the Bloodhounds.
It's always great to hear Joe Trabuzio's voice and introducing the starting lineups. Well, players that we're going to watch today, especially with John Jay, it's Ava Lopez and the 2025 CUNYAC Player of the Year, Natalie Mack.
Both of them all-stars, the two most goal scorers and assist contributors on the team. For Ava Lopez, she has been dominant at that number 9 position. She's great with her back to goal and is able to turn and flick on. For Natalie Mack, who has been sensational coming down the left-hand side, has been able to get towards the touchline and then put it back across goals so much so far this season.
Meanwhile, for CCNY, if the Beavers are going to capture their 3rd championship in school history, they're going to rely upon our players to watch. It's Sarah Dos Santos and Larissa Hotzek.
For Dos Santos, silky smooth midfielder, great with her back to goal. She's the one that tries to drive the ball forward through the offense and orchestrate. Meanwhile, Hotzek is amazing in the backline. She is calm, cool, and collected. She's able to just orchestrate everything, and when they're able to go forward, it runs through Hotzek.
Well, because of daylight savings, of course, these games moved up an extra 30 minutes. No lights here at York, but what a fantastic facility we've got here in Jamaica, Queens, as both of these teams are getting set to go. And you take a look at the CCNY side, that's Unique Newman, not a Johnny Clooney, Unique Newman, which is the CCNY coach, and of course a great career as well. Was hired in the summer, was an assistant coach last year, a CCNY Hall of Famer. What a great career, and now trying to get it done as a coach.
Well, as a player, you love seeing a coach like Unique Newman who is able to just completely put faith in her team. If you have a Hall of Fame coach, you want to trust her.
On the other side is a Johnny Clooney, and for Clooney, took over the head coaching job post-pandemic, and he's led his team to nothing but success.
Yeah, besides that year in 2023 where they ended up losing the city, they have been dominant so far and just have been – it's different from last year. Last year they had double the amount of goals. This year it's taken a step back, but he's still undefeated in CUNY.
Champions in 2020, 21, 22, and 24. He was an assistant coach on the team that was able to break through in 2019. That's when Casey Summers, now the head coach over at Catholic University down in the DMV. And you think about when Johnny Clooney was hired 10 years ago, was an assistant coach as a soccer lifer, and it was always a dream to get to championship games, and maybe one day you would hoist 1 or 2, but David has become Goliath.
Exactly, and he's kept that mentality throughout his tenure here with John Jay. When we were asking him about what's the mentality going into it, it's like you have to treat it like any other game. You have to continue to put the pressure on and try and get on the board early.
John Jay will have the first touch. A perfect 4-0 in CUNYAC play this year. And there is a CUNYAC first-team All-Star and only team All-Star. Ava Lopez, the freshman, will start it off. And John Jay begins the 2025 CUNYAC Championship match.
Well, what we're going to look to see from City early is pressure from the forwards. That's something that Unique Newman was amazing at in her time at City, but she's been trying to coach this young squad up and put the pressure on, as you can see early.
It's kind of like talking to Fort Knox this week, as that one's out of play, and CCNY will get a throw in. Newman really didn't want to give away a lot of strategy, but it all comes down to adjusting to the personnel, and the way that you play against John Jay is not necessarily the same scheme against a Brooklyn or Lehman or York, so to speak. And John Jay just throws so much at opponents. If you're CCNY, what do you want to establish the first 5 minutes?
Possession. Possession is going to be huge for them because what Unique Newman said, it wasn't their best game last time out, and they want to put the pressure on and try and win that ball back as best as they can. They didn't hold the ball for much of the first 20 minutes the last time that these two teams played.
That's Amaya Malone, the freshman from Helmsford, Massachusetts, 9th in the conference with 2 assists this season. John Jay has the leading goal scorer. In fact, they have led in every statistical category, both individual and team sport. Most shots, most goals, most shots per game, corners. John Jay has run away in the statistical standpoint, but championship's not played on paper, it's played on the turf, and CCNY looking for the upset today, as that is Sarah Dos Santos, the freshman from West Hempstead. 3 goals on the season, has her pocket picked, and John Jay the other way.
Yeah, there's Hodzik yet again in the back line. She's going to be stepping out a lot, and John Jay, it could be possible that they try and play through or on top and around her because Ava Lopez does have a height advantage there. But mostly they've been playing the ball on the ground, trying to get 1-2s and trying to get the wingbacks out of position.
And Hodzik's a very versatile player. She wears number 6 in purple. She can play the center back, 6 or 8. They'll throw her to the midfield, but really has a calming presence, something that you want out of your 6.
Exactly. You can see her right there intercepting yet again. She just provides that stability, that last line of defense.
Valentina Diaz on the counter. Diaz grew up a stone's throw away from here in College Point, went to RFK High School. As the Beavers making their program's 9th finals appearance in the CUNYAC championship bout, looking for their 3rd conference title. Sofia Starby, the junior from Staten Island, pokes it away. And John Jay trying to get a semblance of offense. Sofia Soler.
Yeah, Soler is one of those creators for John Jay. Takes a lot of the set pieces, is really creative. Might want to take this one over here.
Soler had an assist in the semifinal against Lehman. That was a 9-0 victory over the Lightning. As Soler readies to go. The junior from Santa Clarita, California. 2 goals and 4 assists. High chip in the first opportunity for Layla Issa, the 2025 goalkeeper of the year.
She has been absolutely outstanding, has been a brick wall back there, able to stop anything that comes her way. And she's honestly saved CCNY for some games now, and they're going to look, she's going to be on point if they want to come away with a win here today.
This is a CCNY team that's not really that deep, and Issa's played every minute between the pipes, and she's been exceptional. 4-7-3, but a 1.79 goals against average. And it's really interesting, and you could make up the argument, so to speak, well, what about John Jay? And they've got 2 really good goalies. Maybe they should be thrown up in there. It's always an interesting debate, as Anina Gut is going to come out and play this one. Gut might be the player of the year, but she doesn't have nearly as many saves, probably a quarter of the saves that Issa has, and that's because her defense is so well that the ball never gets to her.
And that's a good worry to have if you're John Jay. I mean, if your goalkeeper is not having much action, you should be happy at this point. Don't take any complaints there. But nonetheless, she's been great between the sticks, and it's amazing to see that their defense has just been so solid the entire season.
John Jay in conference play has not allowed a goal. A 4-0 win against Lehman, 3-0 over Brooklyn, brushed aside CCNY 4-0, and then beat York on this very field on October 22nd, 3-0, before their tune-up against Lehman. And now an early opportunity. Here come the Bloodhounds. It's Lilith Eaton, a little shake and bake. Ball ping-pongs up top, and CCNY is able to clear it. Husna Khan trying to get rid of it, and finally it's slid over by Vanya Bala, the freshman from Valley Stream South. John Jay keeps it in, and here's the shot from Lopez, and there is the save from Issa.
Wow, what a turn that was from Lopez. Kind of bit of a Croy turn there, and then unloads the shot, but it was just right at Issa. But still phenomenal play. That's exactly where John Jay wants to be. Get the ball up to Lopez at top. Let her either decide to flick on or roll herself and try and get a shot on goal.
Good through ball up ahead. Sarah Dos Santos trying to put CCNY in front, and Gut comes out to sprawl on top of it.
Yeah, yet again, that's how CCNY is trying to get out, get ahead on the break early on these types of counterattacks. That time it was just enough pressure from the defense, allowing Gut to come out and make the stop.
Well, if you're going to pull the upset, you got to throw some jabs early on, and CCNY trying to break open the scoring and trying to counter against John Jay.
Yeah, they scored in the 4th minute in 2023, and that's was kind of got John Jay down in the first place. They're trying to put that pressure along again. But John Jay has been going back and forth.
throw in for the Beavers. Here's Vanya Bala. Unique Newman says another freshman who's played every single game, every minute, doesn't want to come out, has a competitor's mentality, and now Eaton to fire it in for John Jay.
One thing that CCNY has done a really great job at against John Jay has been when they're in their final third. They're in this low block. They have everybody back. They try and get as many people into the box to try and swarm these white shirts. But John Jay was only really able to score those goals on counterattacking opportunities or where there was open field behind the CCNY defense. They haven't been able to create and generate the same opportunities when the defense has been in that low block.
Soler tried to cross it and then just sent it over everybody. And so the Beavers to fire it in. Leila Issa 6 shutouts this season, an .820 save percentage. And sends it towards her captain, Sofia Rondon.
CCNY has to be quick when they're trying to build out of the defense because John Jay is easy to collapse just like that.
Diaz has her pocket picked. Eaton sends it up ahead. Issa is there and slides and cuts down the threat on the oncoming Natalie Mack.
Yeah, Mack always in the right position at the right time, was able to get it past that leg. It was in a perfect spot right on the 6-yard box, but Issa has been ready. We've seen that time and time again.
What's great about Issa is she'll go out and get it. She doesn't sit back, doesn't wait for plays to happen to her. If she sees that there's an open ball in space, she'll try and cut down the edge.
And it's been interesting to see how CCNY have been coming out and where they're trying to have the possession when they do have the ball. Are they trying to create that space in the midfield so that their two Sarahs can contribute and try and make something happen? But when it's been in the final third for John Jay, they've been trying to spread it out as best as they can.
And the two Sarahs you're talking about, we mentioned Sarah Dos Santos in the open, but Sarah Rodriguez, too, has been exceptional. In fact, Rodriguez is the one that found Dos Santos in the 77th minute to put the game against Brooklyn out of reach. A 2-0 final victory for CCNY to set up a match with John Jay in the CUNYAC championship round. Valentina Diaz, a little chip. Flag is up.
Flag was up, but that was the right idea for CCNY. They want to have that winger making the run down. When you see your midfielder get the ball in that type of position, that's where, as a winger, you want to start making your run. Let them be creative, and they will try their very best to find you.
John Jay the other way. Soler springs it up ahead as Lopez tries to track it down in the corner. Ava Lopez with the cross. Sarah Rodriguez able to step in there. And then eventually it's Rondon. Rondon just so athletic and does a good job cutting down the passing lane. Here come the Beavers the other way, trying to create. Let's see, Aquila. Nothing doing there.
But again, those counter-attacking opportunities have been where CCNY has had their best success so far. They want to put the pressure on this John Jay defense running with their back to the ball.
Throwing for the Beavers on the far side.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Beavers try and operate when they do have possession towards the final third. In the past, they've really been operating towards the middle, but once your midfielders get that ball and try and spread it out wide, are they trying to get more crosses in like Unique Newman was trying to suggest, or are they trying to take it down to the touchline and spread it across the 6-yard box?
And that was something that you asked her point blank. She said, we're just going to have to see. We don't know what John Jay is going to throw at us, and we got to be prepared for anything.
And it's hard to rely on midfielders for goals, especially when you're going box to box like Sarah Rodriguez and Sarah Dos Santos do. So they're going to have to try and trust their wingers and try and get them in motion because they do have speed on the wings.
Flag is up for the offside, and John Jay to boot it away. And a free kick for the Bloodhounds. Just one shot so far, taken by John Jay. And that's been it through the first 11 minutes of play. Over the top, here comes Lopez. And Eaton sends it near side to Astarby. Sofia Astarby on the cross.
Dude, how about being late to your kid's own championship game? What's up, buddy? You got Hi, kid.
Potato.
What's up, man?
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
And so Layla Issa is booted away.
No action yet?
Or maybe, we'll see. CCNY has been electing to go with some of these shorter goal kicks as of late and try and play out of the back. And you can see John Jay starting to shift forward, but there's been a gap between their strikers and midfielders that they're looking to collapse upon.
Lopez sends it wide to the left. Good scoring opportunity for John Jay, but Lopez just wasn't able to get her foot underneath it. Let's take another look.
I know we got a video of it. I want to see it.
Yeah, let's see it here. Issa was ready for it, and I think Lopez just kind of skewed it off the top of the ball.
Handball called against John Jay, and CCNY will take over.
It is that long? You guys drove to the U this morning? I was just thinking, I'm like, yo, where are you? But I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's probably 5 hours to drive. No.
So 13 minutes gone by. David Horn, like the pace so far, what are some impressions?
Well, if you're John Jay, you want to put a little bit more pressure onto City College, especially when they're taking their time in their own third. If you can have your midfielders try and collapse, and although if you're City, you do trust Sarah Dos Santos with her back to the goal, you still want to be able to put that pressure on and create opportunities just like this.
Issa coming all the way out and scoops it up and steps in front of Lopez.
But if you are City College, you're not displeased with how you've been playing thus far. You haven't had as much of the possession as you want to and haven't been able to string together the types of passes that you want, get it outside to your wingers to try and create something. But at this point, you got to be happy with this defense against this electrifying John Jay offense.
Natalie Mack, Player of the Year in the CUNY Athletic Conference. And how many times have we had a Bloodhound be named to the Player of the Year honoree? And Natalie Mack, the latest Bloodhound to do so.
What I love about Mack is she's just a student of the game. She does a great job of creating 2-on-1 opportunities.
Well, here's an opportunity for John Jay, but Layla Issa steps in front of the converging Sofia Soler.
And you can kind of see how the formations start to take shape for John Jay. It's usually Lopez all the way at the top with Mack a little bit further deep. They want to put that right back in an uncomfortable position.
Here's Lopez, takes a shot and ricochets off to the right. Good defense from Larissa Hodzik, and we'll get our first corner of the afternoon, or morning.
Lopez, her touch was amazing, but it was just a really great job by Hodzik. As we said in the open, she's calm, cool, and collected, and she's who you want to have to try and take care of Ava Lopez in games like this.
Sofia Soler, the #1 option to take set pieces and corners. Four assists are the fourth most in conference play. Header, and it just goes in. Off a few deflections, John Jay breaks through first. 1-0 Bloodhounds in the first half. Katie Scherson with the header, and the captain puts John Jay in front.
Well, what a header, rising higher than all of the rest of the defense. Bumbles around in the back, but Scherson just got a free header up and knew what to do with the rest. Let's see it from another angle. Aiming for that far side, is able to get it in a dangerous position. A couple deflections and the goal.
Looks like Gazelle Dunphy might have been the last one to touch it, but for John Jay, a 1-0 lead as Katie Scherson scores her third goal of the year, the transfer from Folsom Lake. And, of course, her coming over with Natalie Mack, the two of them taking the same tour on campus, committing on the spot to a Johnny Clooney and scoring a goal in the CUNYAC final.
Well, there's a reason that she's the captain as well. That's exactly what you want from your leaders. Take control, especially in a game with a lot of different freshmen across the board. Take some control and get your team on the board. And it's going to be interesting to see how City retaliate now, if they're going to retreat a little bit more. But if I'm a Beaver, I'm trying to get forward even more and try and put the pressure right back on John Jay. Don't let them get any more momentum than they already have.
Throw in for the Bloodhounds. Well, John Jay winning 4-0 against CCNY in the regular season, and it was a game in which Unique Newman said, we really don't have to go back to the drawing board. It's just about instilling confidence, and she liked different parts of that game, felt that they competed with the Bloodhounds, and felt that the score wasn't indicative of the final result and how close that match really was. And that's kind of the case against John Jay this year for teams. They feel like they can hang with the Bloodhounds, but it's always one or two mistakes that John Jay capitalizes on, and their defense does a good job adapting.
Yeah, I mean, the team that makes the more mistakes is going to be the team that loses, and that's what John Jay perfects so well, is not making many of those huge mistakes. And if they do make those mistakes, bailing out their teammates, helping them out. But for City College, they're just going to have to keep going with it, truly.
Vanya Balla trying to keep it away from Lily Eaton.
Something that I'm surprised that I haven't been seeing more of from City College is using this left-hand side. They have a captain on that side with Sofia Rondon, who has been looking good thus far, but hasn't had a chance to go at the opposition almost at all.
And would love to get Rondon in action. We also haven't been seeing the two Sarah connections either with Rodriguez and Dos Santos.
Yeah, it looks like John Jay has kind of been putting a marker in the middle on one of the midfielders, trying to put a stopper there so that they can't generate anything there.
Name it Sargent plays it back towards the CCNY bench, and John Jay to flip it in.
But when CCNY has had those opportunities in the middle, and Sofia Rodriguez or Dos Santos looks up, they haven't been able to find those opportunities.
Ball spread near side, long run for Rondon, trying to keep it in play and just out of her reach. Rondon, a quick player, not that fast.
Yeah, she's one of those players that can really go at somebody 1v1, so they want to get her further up the pitch. She's playing almost like a left back right now, but they wanted her to play more like a mid, it seems like.
16th minute goal by Katie Scherson on the assist by Sofia Soler. A 1-0 lead for John Jay. And for Soler, that's her 5th assist of the season.
And what a beautiful delivery it was. And now you're starting to see a little bit more of that build-up play that City College has been known for. But this is what happened the last time that these two teams played. Felt like City College didn't have any possession for the first 20 minutes or so.
Leila Issa coming out, a chip off the crossbar from Lopez. And comes all the way out. That was so close to being 2-0 John Jay.
Everybody held their breath there, including Issa. As the ball goes over, there's nothing you can do at that point except try and hustle back. It was a great opportunity for Lopez, just had a little bit too much on it. But again, John Jay keeping that pressure on. A good 1-2 there that they're going to try and run.
And here's Soler, the transfer from College of Canyons. And a whistle, and that'll stop the clock with 25:11 to play in the first half.
Looks like that's going to be a hand there. And that's right off the post, as we saw earlier, off the top of the crossbar.
So a handball in the box and a penalty kick for John Jay. Bloodhounds looking to get up 2-0. And here's Sofia Soler. The shot, goal. 2-0 Bloodhounds.
Well, an unfortunate passage of play for City College. They were able to prevent the one goal with the crossbar, but this time Soler slots it home. Beautiful penalty kick taken with such precision and power. The run-up, clean and effortless, and put a lot of power behind it. You see the net buffer as John Jay go up by 2.
And so for the Bloodhounds, have to be satisfied with what you've gotten so far. 2 quick goals, and now Husna Khan the other way, trying to cut the deficit in half. Here's Khan, and John Jay doing a good job of double-teaming and taking away the threat.
Yeah, if you're City, you want to get that cross away earlier. The first-time crosses are always the hardest to defend because the defense is never set for them. And at that point, you had players in the middle. You want to try and get it away.
Loose ball, both teams trying to find position. And Dos Santos. Sarah Dos Santos sends it wide, nobody home. And it'll go out of play. And a deep throw for John Jay.
Yeah, you could see the frustration that time from Sarah Dos Santos, who was asking for a winger to be there and make that run to try and get it back into the box later. And you can see her kind of flail her arms a little bit after that ball went out of bounds.
Zoe Speck checks in for John Jay along with Anna Weir. Weir, the sophomore from Baldwin.
They replace Mack and Eaton.
As Natalie Mack and Lily Eaton go to the bench. And interesting for John Jay, and with a 2-goal lead, you can kind of rest your starters a little bit and have them ready to go for the final 45 minutes. I know we still have plenty of time to play in the first half, but could be the thinking for CUNY. Here's Anna Weir. Squares it, shot save, Issa.
Well, what a run that was from Anna Weir. That's how she scored one of her goals in the hat trick that she had against City College last time, just using her brute strength, shoving off a couple of players, and really just wanting it more.
Ware had a goal against Lehman in the semifinal. Scored in every conference game this year. 6 goals, 3rd most in the conference. And now near side for the Beavers, here's Rondon. Rondon looks to cross. John Jay with the chip.
That right there is exactly what you want to see if you're City College. Getting Rondon in those 1v1 opportunities, was able to chop back that time, trying to deliver a cross in. Would want it to go to the back post, I would say, instead of going to the near post where John Jay was able to defend.
Marjorie Placencia. Into the box, Goot watches the long hop and then takes initiative.
Again, good crosses into the box from City College, just not able to find a head.
On the counter, Dos Santos.
Was able to stop on a dime that time.
And a whistle, and John Jay possession.
Unfortunate handball that time, as they were just getting some momentum. And honestly, at the top, Goot was a little bit far out from goal. You don't want to get caught a little like napping if you're Goot, especially when you have a lead like this, give any chance for City College to get any momentum.
Oh, and they say the 2-goal lead's always the most dangerous lead in soccer. For John Jay, don't want to take their foot off the gas. Sofia Starby to fire it in for the Bloodhounds. Starby, one of the captains on this John Jay squad that won 10 games this year, 10-2-3, a perfect 4-0 in CUNYAC play. Sarah Rodriguez. Stays in for Rondon.
Wow, that is beautiful from City College. Playing out of the back like that, able to get it into the midfielders, get it out to the wing, but just wasn't able to get that final connection in the middle.
Yeah, that was Litzy Aquila, who was covered by John Jay in the midfield. Lopez. And now Dos Santos.
Yeah, Lopez that time just took a little bit too long with the first touch. Those are the exact positions that John Jay likes to be in, those 2v1 opportunities, trying to get one of the center backs or the right or left back out of position, have them make a decision before they have to, and then they exploit down the wing.
2-0 lead for John Jay. 15th minute goal from Sofia Soler, and then a few minutes later, Soler able to find the back of the net. Check that. Katie Scherson had the first goal, Soler the second. Soler with 2 points today, the goal and an assist. And that's the one thing that Johnny Clooney has done a really good job on the recruiting circuit. He coaches club ball, but also has these connections across the nation. And so it's a John Jay recruiting approach that you really don't have to rebuild, you're just reloading. Ball up in front, and a flag is up for the offside, CCNY ball. But you're looking at some of the transfers that John Jay has, and you're really bringing in polished products that you just have to mold into your system.
Yeah, I mean, they had such a good foundation with the transfers that they got in years prior this year. Had to find some new people as well, but Johnny Clooney said talent is a good headache to have. This depth that they have, the way that they can put in, 15 different players and the level of play doesn't drop, that's a wonderful thing to have.
There's been times when he's gone 18 deep in some games, and not just, players playing the final 5 minutes, as here's Sofia Astarby, a chip, and wide to the right, and it'll be a goal kick. Let's take another look.
Wasn't able to get the positioning that you wanted to. As you can see, she was trying to get around the ball a little bit more to try and go cross goal, but instead her momentum was leading her towards the touchline and ends up skying it over.
Placencia starts it, and the midfield is Dos Santos. Someone that you can switch off, can play different positions, but a good ball handler.
That ball was on a string for a minute there from Dos Santos, just carving up the John Jay midfield.
High soccer IQ, and now here comes John Jay the other way. As Weir goes down, they'll stop the clock. And a yellow card called against CCNY, the Beavers, this year. Now with their 9th yellow card. And let's take another look, as this is going to go to the freshman, Vanya Bala.
Yeah, Ware just had the angle, was able to go around and puts a foot out and does what she has to do.
Check that. Might have been Larissa Hodzik. We'll wait for confirmation there. But a good set piece location for John Jay. All the way into the box and goes over everyone. That yellow card goes to Hodzik in the 28th minute.
That is not the person you want to have pick up a card, especially this early in the game. Hodzik is usually that calming presence for City, has been the anchor in the back line, but playing with a card and playing down 2-0, it's not a good recipe for City.
It's very easy from all the way over here to say, yeah, everyone calm down, take it easy, a play-by-play, but, you're down 2-0 to the best team in the conference. For a lot of these players playing in what could be their final game of their soccer career, at least for the seniors. And emotions could be running a little rampant. I think the butterflies are going away, but still a lot that goes on in between the years for both of these schools and their athletes.
Yeah, last time that these two teams played, I think that some of the seniors might have intimidating some of the underclassmen for City, especially going against a John Jay team where it's like, okay, these are our rivals, these are the people that we have to beat. But in a game like this as well, you're going to have nerves coming into the game. It's a championship. There's a lot at stake.
And towards the box in the direction of Soler. Goes straight into the Jamaica sky. And plops down in front of everybody. Khan trying to clear it. Listen to Khan doing a good job of getting it out of the box. Second opportunity for John Jay. Flag is down, play goes on. Ball will go out of play, and we'll get a John Jay corner. Well, this is a CCNY team that'll be around for a while. 9 freshmen, 3 sophomores, 4 juniors. Only a couple of seniors. As Sofia Soler to take the corner kick. A goal and an assist today, and a 2-0 lead for John Jay. Soler readies. High towards the box. East is there and makes the catch. Whistle ensues.
And these corner kicks have been opportunities for threat for John Jay. As you can see this time, it was Soler who got a little bit too much height that time, allowing Issa to come and grab, and there was a couple of tangles in the box as well. But you also have to remember that City is without one of their key players in the back line, and Lennon Lighthouser as well. Junior defender actually tore her ACL on this field last time that City College played York College. And being without her for the majority of the season is tough as well.
Yeah, that game happening on October 15th. It was a 5-0 victory for CCNY, but I'm sure the Beavers would rather lose that game and hold on to Liedhauser. And of course, ACL injuries is essentially the life sentence when it comes to a year of eligibility. And on the far side, John Jay trying to get something going out of play. And a corner kick for John Jay. But Lighthouser was part of that 2023 team, passionate about the sport. And now
having her alongside Hodzik was what allowed City to do so well for the majority of the beginning of the season. They established a good dynamic duo there. But adaptability has been the key for the Beavers.
Third corner kick for John Jay. The header into the box, knocked down, was Weir trying to get in there. Let's take another look. Little chippiness towards the final third of the first half.
A good header on, and Ware is just so aggressive. Ends up going straight into a knee right there.
Yeah, that was Gazelle Dunphy from CCNY.
Also entering the game for John Jay will be number 12, Geraldine Castillo.
Johnny Clooney goes to his bench, brings on Jerlyn Castillo.
Not a position that you want to be messing around with if you're the Beavers.
Little chip wide of the box. That was Tallulah Namath Sargent, grad student from Wellington, New Zealand. A goal and 3 assists on the season. 4th college for Namath Sargent. Started at Queens Margaret College, then Harris Stowe State, and eventually Mississippi Valley State before coming to John Jay. It's always interesting, the CUNYAC markets themselves as the city game, but they're getting talent from all over the world, and you could even see with John Jay. Goots from Switzerland, Namath Sargent from New Zealand.
Yeah, I mean, the city brings in talent from all over, brings in people from all over, and that's really what makes CUNY so special and CUNY so unique in comparison to other conferences.
Chip deflected, and a chip coming from Castillo. And another corner for the Bloodhounds.
It's getting a little physical now as, you know, we're progressing through the first half. And I think that kind of started once Anna Ware came into the game. Just truly aggressive and always, you know, nose to the ball, always finds a knife for it. And she's aggressive when she tries to go for it as well.
Soler goes top of the box. Bloodhounds trying to stay with it. Nice moves in towards the box. And that was deflected away. Danny Vasquez trying to get something going for John Jay. Vasquez, the senior from Fort Hamilton High School in Brooklyn. Johnny Clooney says that Vasquez really earned her captainship this year. 4-year member of the squad. And looking to go out on a high note and finish with back-to-back titles. On the counter, Sarah Rodriguez. And Amaya Malona steps in. Katie Scherson found the back of the net, the 16th minute. Give John Jay a 1-0 lead. A few minutes later, Sofia Soler on the PK made it 2-0 John Jay. It's where we stand right now as the Bloodhounds look for another one. Cross intended for Ware, but nothing doing.
This is a good opportunity for City College to try and test that John Jay backline, who has not had much to do today.
Ball coming near side to Marjorie Placencia. And Placencia trying to work quickly.
Placencia had a hat trick here against York, but still on this field. They're going to get her up the pitch a little bit more, try and create some more.
She's one of the 9 freshmen that has her pocket picked and then trying to get some separation and step in the direction of Emma Fisher. On the cross, and just wide. After the shot coming from Sofia Soler. Let's take another look.
A good cross into the middle, a couple deflections, and Soler arriving towards the back post. Tried for it on the first time, but just skewed it wide. If I'm City College right now, I would like to be going long in this situation.
Scherson steps in front of Bala. And Vasquez plays it back. John Jay trying to weave a whistle, and it'll stay with the Bloodhounds.
See almost everybody up the pitch for John Jay, just one behind the free kick taker. And that just shows the offensive dominance that they've had in the second half of this first half.
Ball chipped up ahead and through everybody.
And if you're City, I mean, when you don't see the John Jay defense retreat much past the halfway point, especially on these goal kick opportunities, I think that you have to try and boot the ball up the field a little bit more just to gain some positional advantage, because you're so far from the goal, already 2 goals down. You got to get at least somewhere towards the final third.
Far side, Jerlyn Castillo. Castillo trying to create and gets deflected. Over the top, Emma Fisher in pursuit. Fisher, the push on Placencia, goal kick, Beavers.
One thing that I've been seeing from the City College team is that their wingers have not been moving in unison. And when they aren't moving in unison, it's not because one of them is tucking inside and playing more of a midfielder role or tucking in and playing more defense. They just haven't been in the same position, giving opportunities for their midfielders to have an option of going left or right.
Play to Dunphy, and the freshman sends it towards the midfield. Hodzik, the yellow card today. CCNY hasn't taken a shot in the first half. John Jay with 11, including 2 goals and 4 shots on goal.
And if you'll notice, you'll see Hodzik in the midfield. You'll see Sarah Dos Santos standing in the back line, and that's something that Unique Newman is no stranger to. Mixing it up and trying out different players in different positions, trusting them to fill in where is needed. That was one of her main points in adaptability for this squad. And figuring out what works in the moment in the game for each game, because not every opponent is the same, and you have to treat every game with its own respect.
Anina Gut surveying, and we'll get a substitution for the Beavers. It's like Valeria Diaz, the sophomore, to check in for the Beavers.
Number 10, Lennon Leithauser has entered the game for the Beavers of the City College of New York. Ladies and gentlemen, correction on the substitution. It is number 20, Valeria Diaz.
I was going to say, thought I might be seeing things if Lennon Leithauser was coming in this game. As now CCNY trying to cultivate something under 6 minutes to play. And a whistle.
John Jay haven't been building out of the back too much because, well, they haven't needed to, but that is how they have built up goals before, most notably with their freshman defender, Maya Malona, who, when she drives forward with the ball at her feet from that center back position, putting more pressure on the midfield, she's been able to spread it out and create opportunities for the Bloodhounds.
And Clooney, very complimentary of Malona, says she's got captain leadership qualities. Drew 3 players against CCNY the last time that they played as she set up the 4th goal. But Malona, 5'9" freshman, 2 assists on the season.
John Jay has a tall back line as well, which has been tough for City to deal with at times, especially when they get forward trying to deliver those crosses in the air. They might want to revert to trying to go on the ground more against this tall back line.
Sherson. A whistle and a free kick for the Beavers. Dunphy steps into it. Sherson plops it straight up.
Although it didn't find a Beaver, that's exactly the type of free kick that you want to take if you're City College. Allow your players to get forward as best as you can.
Emma Fisher down the near sideline. Here comes Anna Weir. 6 goals on the season. Looking for the 3rd. John Jay goal. Shoots and a save. Layla Issa splaying out to keep it a 2-0 game.
Well, Ware was able to get around at Dunphy there and then ends up going towards the touchline because she saw Sarah Dos Santos closing in. Issa was able to outstretch with that one right hand and corral it in.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. It's been all John Jay. CCNY trying to get a goal before the half. Rodriguez. Far side, Goot's going to let it go out of play. And a goal kick for the Bloodhounds.
If I was Ware in that situation, I wouldn't have necessarily tried to go towards the touchline if possible, although Sarah Dos Santos was closing in quickly. I think she took one touch too many as she took the shot a little bit earlier, might have been able to catch Issa off guard.
John Jay stays in 4th gear. They're trying to get it to Ware. Ware with some separation. And Ware, the cross. And knocked aside. Good defense from the Beavers. Last touch from Gazelle Murphy.
Yeah, Ware was in a great position there. I thought she might take one more touch that time and try and shoot because of the person at the back post there. And Placenza, but ends up getting rid of the danger just for now.
Valentina Diaz sends it off to Sarah Rodriguez. 5 points on the season for Rodriguez. Danny Vasquez to Sarah Rodriguez. Vanya Balla. A little too much for Balla.
Yeah, that's a ball that you have to not give too much space for. You just got to play just in front of them just so they can continue their momentum. That's a ball you have to find, especially with the amount of green grass that was in front of her.
We are in the final minute of play of the first half.
Well, it's just 60 seconds to play in the first half. We'll see if John Jay kind of eases up here and try and gets possession, but a long shot. Goot parries it away on the shot from Rodriguez. Rebound. It's not there. CCNY so close. Valeria Diaz with an opportunity to make it 2-1, but could not.
I love the intention from Rodriguez that far out, and on the rebound, you have to get something on target at the very least. Try and go across goal if you can. You see that right-hand side is wide open, but wasn't able to put it on target.
First shot for the Beavers today. This ball goes past the midfield. And the Beavers have to push the envelope. Dunphy. Countdown is on.
7, 6, 5.
Header from Hodzik. And that's going to go wide, and that does it. 45 minutes in the books. John Jay with a pair of goals, and Sofia Soler with a goal and an assist, and the other goal coming from Katie Scherson. We've got 45 minutes complete. It is John Jay 2, CCNY nothing in the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Final.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a Green College, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a Green College, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
Halftime here in Jamaica, Queens. This is the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Final, and the top-seeded John Jay Bloodhounds with a 2-0 lead over the CCNY Beavers as John Jay in search of their 5th conference championship. And I'm joined by David Horn. My name is John Perez, and a lot of awards handed out this week in the CUNY Athletic Conference, and of course the individual award winners. No surprise, a couple of Bloodhounds, a Cardinal, and a Bulldog in there. Natalie Mack, the latest player to be named Player of the Year. Stephanie Gonzalez from York is the Rookie of the Year. Johnny Clooney with another Coach of the Year award, and Sage Bernstein from Brooklyn, the Sportsmanship Award. Congratulations to those four. And any surprises there, David, or much warranted here?
Not much warranted here. You have to say Natalie Mack, 4 goals and 7 assists on the season thus far. The GA is phenomenal, and she's able to get the job done on the left-hand side of the field, really put John Jay in a great position every single game.
And no surprise to see a lot of John Jay Bloodhounds across the all-conference team as we take a look at those all-conference all-stars. And for John Jay, they're led by Ava Lopez and Natalie Mack. Of course, they're going to be on there. Katie Sherson, who has scored in this game, but good representation of Beavers, too, as that's Sarah Dos Santos, as well as Larissa Hodzik. And the goalie of the year is Layla Issa.
Yeah, Issa has been phenomenal today, as we've already seen thus far. And the two, Hodzik has already picked up a yellow card. It's been tough for her so far, trying to, go against this John Jay attack, who has been phenomenal thus far. But in the center as well, Sarah Dos Santos looking to create more opportunities for CCNY going forward.
And you see Amaya Malona and Danny Vasquez, honorable mentions for John Jay. Sarah Rodriguez over for CCNY, another honorable mention. So that is the 2025 CUNYAC First Team All-Conference Award winners, as well as the individual award winners. Still halftime here, second half coming up in about 3 minutes. We'll take a quick break and get you all set up for the second half. When we come back in the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Final.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest? by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love. Choose better, move better. HSS.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
Welcome back to York College for the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Final featuring John Jay and CCNY. He's David Horn. I'm John Perez. All right, David, I'll have you put your coach's hat on. What was the message sent for both of these teams? Let's start with the Beavers as they trail 2-0.
Well, they got to get forward. That's plain and simple. They haven't had enough shots on target. They've only had one on target, I think 2 shots in general. They have to get further up the pitch and try and string together some offense through their midfield, spread it out to their wingers who need to start making those runs without thinking. They just got to go for it, let their midfielders run to them, and they got to know 2-0 is the most dangerous lead to have if you're a team.
Meanwhile, on the other side for John Jay, Katie Scherson got it started on a set-piece corner kick. She was able to head it in, and a little help on a deflection there. A few minutes later, Sofia Soler on the penalty kick made it 2-0. If you're a Johnny Clooney, you got to be happy with a 2-0 lead, but I'm sure there's areas that he wants to clean up.
Oh, he's never satisfied with a lead like that. He always wants to put the pedal to the metal. He wants to keep going, possibly get some more action going from open play instead of relying on these set pieces. And the team has been working together well, but they haven't been able to just take advantage of those opportunities. A couple shots have just been saved by Issa, who's been phenomenal in between the posts for City.
I'm putting you on the spot here, but who's a player from each side that kind of flew under the radar in the first half?
Flew under the radar is going to be Laura Hodzik for City College. She was phenomenal in the back line, ended up moving into the midfield at a certain point because they just needed to generate a little bit more. And on the other side of the ball for John Jay, I'm going to give it to Natalie Mack, who was just doing a great job of getting the ball up high on the left-hand side, creating those opportunities for Anna Ware in the center.
Which goes to show to her Player of the Year pedigree as someone that you knew she was going to be a marked woman. You knew that CCNY was going to divert all the attention towards her, and she still does a good job of distributing and letting her other players shine. It just goes to show the depth that John Jay has. As we begin the second half, John Jay in search of their 5th CUNYAC title, CCNY. They've got their work cut out for them as they look for number 3 in program history. And off the rip, Anna Ware a little shaken up on the near side for John Jay, and that's going to go out of play. And Ware struggling to come off. Not sure if she just dug into the turf or what it was, but either way, not a good sign for John Jay.
Well, she did clash into somebody right in front of the touchline and was just trying to go for the ball, set a statement out early in the game, but ended up, I think she either got stepped on or her knee buckled or something like that. But you'd love to see the hustle from Anna Ware, especially right out of the gate, set a message, set the tone for the second half, say that you're not satisfied.
Yeah, so Anna Ware seems to be all good to go, and we're good to go as well. On the throw-in for John Jay, they're trying to go the other way, and that's a good job there by Zoe Specht, who came in midway through the first half. Johnny Clooney not afraid to dig into his bench as he continues to roll deep. 4 freshmen, 5 sophomores, 10 juniors on this John Jay squad to go with a pair of seniors and a grad student.
A good makeup across the board for John Jay. They know that they've been trying to build a program, that it's not just a team per year. They really try and make something that they can win these back-to-back titles.
So here's Anna Ware. Looks like the knee is fine. John Jay rolling downhill. Opportunity for the Bloodhounds going towards the net, and Issa makes the save on Fisher.
Well, that was a great job there. Running down the sideline, Issa was in great position, Another defender just did enough, put a shoulder in, and Issa able to save that with her hip, just barely squeak behind for the corner.
All stats very one-sided in the first half. This will be the 5th corner for John Jay, already scored on a set piece in the 16th minute. Fisher takes the corner. And Husna Khan able to shovel it away. Huge boot from Scherson, and Issa makes the catch in the breadbasket.
Yeah, good defensive possession from City, but on your delivery from those corners, you want to deliver it more towards the penalty spot if you can, instead of the top of the box. Nobody's going to have a header that's strong enough to put it in from that distance. And at that point, all you can do is kind of just flick it on and try and get another opportunity.
Geraldine Castro, the junior from the Bronx, coming on. 1 assist on the season. Big piece to the back line for John Jay. She came in with about a dozen minutes to play in the first half and does a good job extending the field, and a couple of shots in 41 minutes against Lehman in the 9-0 victory for John Jay in the CUNYAC semifinal. Here comes Emma Fisher, another opportunity. As a Beaver hits the deck, that's Gazelle Dunphy. And they'll give the Beavers possession.
Looks like she's coming off a little gingerly there, hobbling a tiny bit. And an already light Beaver back line. Coach for City is Unique Newman is hoping that she's just all right. It's tough going against a team with so much depth when you don't have as much. If you're City College, you have to rely on the players out there. And especially on a field like this where the game has been so spread out, you wonder at what minute it's possible that they start running out of gas.
And this is where the injury to Lennon Leadhauser really looms large, as Ware trying to get around Hodzik, but Hodzik stays with her. Ware opportunity. And Placenza able to start the defensive rally for CCNY. Sarah Rodriguez going far side to Khan and overshoots her target. Over the foot of Ware. And it'll go out of play for John Jay.
John Jay hasn't been able to create the same sort of momentum from open play so far today. CCNY has done a good job of collapsing when a Bloodhound gets the ball in the center of the pitch. Although right here, that's a beautiful ball in.
A little too far out of the reach of Fisher. But nice job by Fisher to keep it in play. Try and get something going for John Jay. On the counter, Vasquez towards the net. And Issa didn't handle it cleanly. Eaton is there. And Issa falls on top of it. Oh boy, a little dangerous there for the Beavers. A little too close for comfort, but it keeps it 2-0.
Yeah, Issa just took her eyes off it at the last second because that ball was in the air for so long. You have to stay focused. You have to make sure that you corral it. Because as we saw before on, that side of the pitch, but in the first half, a spill on the other side almost gave CCNY a goal back.
Ware heads it, plays it back. Lily Eaton, 2 goals and 2 assists on the season as the captain, Sofia Rondon, comes over to intercept.
And Rondon has moved over to the right-hand side here in the second half. I do like to see more because she can use that speed and try and get a 1v1 opportunity.
Emma Fisher, the cross. Issa cuts it down.
Issa just seems to have such great positioning as a goalkeeper, a senior who's spent her time between the posts. And you can see City starting to build up a little bit more, but you got to be quicker and snappier with those balls in the middle, especially when John Jay has been putting on this pressure.
Specht. Big boot from Scherson. Issa has to come all the way out and fall on top of it. Issa's been pretty busy the first 6 minutes of the second half.
But we have said that she had to be on point today if they wanted to, you know, get ahead. As you can see her kind of saying, like, push up here. As wasn't sure. You saw that ricochet on the turf, and Issa wasn't quite expecting it, but still able to corral it and come down with it.
Vasquez to Eaton. Trying to get some separation. And Issa will watch it out of play. And a corner for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, I think Issa wasn't sure if that took a deflection in the first place, and that's why she let it roll out of bounds. Otherwise, I'm sure she would have hustled the way that she has been all game for that ball.
And so this will set up Sofia Starby. On the corner kick, played back towards Starby. And Rondon unable to keep it in play. Check that is, it'll be Beaver ball. And a substitution for CCNY as it'll be Elsa Gashi, the senior, making her first appearance in the match. 2 goals, 4 points on the season.
18, Elsa Gashi.
Somebody who is known for their positioning, and that's something that City could use a little bit more of, some brute force, and just try and get the ball up, use speed, and get ahead.
Good step in from Castillo. And Issa will direct traffic. Speck leads it up ahead towards Fisher. And Fisher with the cross, but nothing doing. Goal kick, Beavers.
There's been a couple times that they've tried to get that ball out to Emma Fisher, but each time it's just been a little too much on it. They might want to give credit to her speed at this point. She's been running onto each one of them, play it a little bit closer to the 18, let her take a touch, and then deliver that cross instead of relying on her to deliver it first time.
Third time in the last 4 seasons that these two have met in the final. John Jay winning back in 2022, CCNY paying them back in 2023, and the Bloodhounds leading 2-0 with 36 minutes to play in regulation.
This is a good opportunity for them here.
Dunphy, nothing doing there, and a good job by Vasquez to break it up.
If Gashi was able to get her head up just a second earlier, she would have seen the back post with Sofia Rondon.
And Issa once again. Lily Eaton and Issa on top of it.
That was a great job by Gazelle Dunphy that time, just giving a little shoulder to Anna Ware, who we know is tenacious and has a nose for the ball. And especially in those open field situations where she can run onto that, it's important that you knock her off her path just a little bit, disrupt her momentum to try and continue on.
There's Sarah Dos Santos trying to have that 2-woman game with Sarah Rodriguez. But John Jay sniffed it out.
Yeah, that's a dynamic duo that we haven't seen much of so far.
Shot in the direction of Goot, who handles the short hop.
While I like the idea of trying to get something towards the net, I think that you got to be a couple yards in to try and give yourself a little bit more space in order to get enough power to generate anything close to the target.
Vanya Bala starts it for CCNY, and John Jay just does a good job closing down. Through ball in the direction of Eaton. And Placencia on the restart. Rondon
Let's keep building!
And there's Anna Gut. Or Anina Gut, excuse me.
Yeah, again, I think would have tried to take maybe one more touch or try and get a little bit more under that ball if you're going to aim for goal. Try and aim high if you can.
So here's Litzy Aquila. Usually comes off the bench, got the start today, and there's been a good spark off the bench. But with Lennon Leithauser out of the lineup, you have to reconfigure the starting 11. So Aquila thrown in there, a freshman. And this is an interesting team because every match they're starting either 5 or 6 freshmen and a young team that has made it to the final.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give credit to them for making it as far as they have so far, but they still have a ways to go if they're trying to climb the mountain and come back against the mighty Bloodhounds.
We're down the far side, Emma Fisher looking to put John Jay up 3. Broken up. Larissa Hodzik steps in again and takes it out of the cookie jar.
Yeah, I think Fisher that time, she's been trying to cross it so much. I think that time it should have been a square across the box instead of trying to go for it all there. Just had a better angle, and that's really what it's all about.
Rondon sends it back to Dunphy. Dunphy grew up in East Meadow, went to North Shore High School. And with Lennon out, she's had to pick up the slack. Soler sends it towards the Van Wyck. Shots in favor of John Jay, 13-2. The Bloodhounds have had 5 corners. CCNY, no corners yet. And each team with 4 fouls aside.
And what I like from the City College team is they've stuck with their gut and what has been working for them all season. Unique Newman has been working with them, trying to build a culture and build a team with a certain style of play. And while Newman is okay with switching it up when need be, they still have faith, and they've been learning throughout the course of the season. I mean, you have to remember this is an incredibly young team for City College who is still learning how to play in different systems.
It's a 2-on-2. Dos Santos feeds it up ahead. Beavers trying to cut the deficit in half. Dunphy the shot, and Gut makes the catch.
Yeah, good opportunity that time for Gashi. And tried to get around the ball maybe a little too much instead of trying to play it through or trying to look to do anything else. But just wasn't able to get the right angle on it.
Marissa Hodzik over Rondon's head as Starby plays it back.
I love the triangles that I'm seeing from City at the moment.
Dos Santos.
And you can see when Dos Santos tried to turn there, looking for an option for Rondon. Didn't start her run until she had the ball. You just got to go at that point and trust that she has the ability to find you. This is a good position for a set piece for City here. And this is an opportunity where you might be able to get almost everybody forward. Really, I think they should take their time with this, let everybody get set.
Dunphy gets under it. Gut trying to play the long hop, slaps it away, and John Jay able to clear. Emma Fisher knocking it towards the CCNY sideline. But the Beavers retain possession. Aquila.
Got to put it back into the box as quick as you can. Keep the pressure there.
Let's take another look. Pretty dangerous in the box, and Gut able to knock it aside.
Yeah, it seems like there was a miscommunication there between Scherson and the goalkeeper Gut in terms of who was going to call it, because Scherson looked to be under it and then just stopped. And I think Gut misjudged where that ball was going to land and bounce. And City had a good opportunity there. I think should have waited a second earlier to try and get more people towards the back post. But nonetheless, a great opportunity.
Fisher, two-hopper to Issa.
You can see the wind starting to play a factor here. I believe it's blowing towards City College's goal. And that's been affecting how far up City College have been able to get on the pitch, because when they've been playing it in the air, the wind has been taking some of it. And I think that's what just happened on that free kick as well.
Well, credit to York College. It really is a beautiful facility. The turf looks great. Scoreboard, when they get that going, is going to be fantastic. But the one issue is, with the lack of buildings around, it's a huge wind tunnel.
Yes. I mean, you're going to get that playing anywhere in the city. I mean, I know that these teams have played at Randall's Island time and time again, and they'll probably think that this is, you know, the San Siro compared to Randall's Island. I mean, this facility is so nice. I went on the pitch before, and it was so firm. The ball bounces exactly how you think it's going to. It's really wonderful here.
And exactly the neutrality that you need for a championship bout. And something that we'll talk about during the men's game, too. Lehman, of course, the team with the ultimate home field advantage.
Yes.
Playing at their field on campus.
And that builds character as well, I think, at least. I like playing, and I think that some of the players could also like playing on some of the fields that don't have those perfect bounces, because when you play a non-conference team or you play a team that's not used to it, you really can use that to your advantage. And you don't think you have all the bumps memorized, but you do.
It's almost like second nature there. We'll have the second match of the day starting at approximately 2 p.m. Same link. Don't go anywhere. Lehman and CCNY. CCNY, a little bit of a Cinderella story, too, needing PKs in each of the previous playoff rounds to set up a final matchup with Lehman, who was upset by Hunter, the 6th seed last year, trying to avenge last year's loss and go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's got to give you motivation if you're the Beavers. It's been done before. It can be done again. It's the same, you know, almost the same team as last year. Lehman had a lot of returners from last year, so it's going to be a really exciting matchup later.
Tallulah Namath Sargent and Ava Lopez check back in for John Jay. Rosanna Weir goes to the bench along with Malona.
Yeah, Ava Lopez and Weir bring completely different things to the table, but they're both so crucial to how this, well-oiled machine has been functioning all season. Weir has been just the wear and tear, will fight for every ball, will be able to just muscle through anything. But Lopez, I mean, you can see the goal tally, some of the most in the conference with 9, and she's just been phenomenal as a freshman as well.
Here's Sarah Dos Santos. Dos Santos trying to get something over the top in the direction of Rodriguez. And Scherson converges over.
I'm going to be interested to see, as we have 25 minutes left to go here today, how patient Unique Newman is going to be with her side and what changes will be made, if so, positionally, I think more so than anything in terms of subs. Are they going to start throwing everybody forward? Are they going to put all their defenders in the midfield? Are they going to move midfielders up? I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, because you do have to go for the win. You still have 3 goals that you want to try and grab. And it's just a question of how you want to go about it.
Flag is up, and it'll be CCNY possession. Looks like we got a stoppage of play on the near side as Sofia Rondon, a little shaken up. Just needing a couple of moments. This clock stops with 23:39 to play in the second half.
Yeah, Rondon's somebody that City is going to need going forward. She's one of their best 1v1 players and hasn't really had the opportunity to go at a John Jay defender. They're going to want to get her more involved and further up the pitch, get those opportunities and try and put one in the back of the net as soon as possible.
So you see Rondon going to the bench and probably need to be looked at by a trainer, perhaps if there's some blood there. That could be the cause for the stoppage.
And this could be good for City College as you see them all converging towards the center, trying to talk it over, discuss, all right, what's the game plan here going forward? We have less than 25 minutes to try and get all these goals across. But it's a mentality at the end of the day. It's a system.
Play resumes, and Layla Issa does what she does best, stopping the threat.
This City College team has a lot of character to them. Something that they've been building since the beginning of the season. As we've said time and time again, this is a very, very young squad. And with a first-time head coach for the program in Unique Newman, who is somebody that has earned their trust over time. In the beginning, they were saying, well, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? But now they're saying, okay, how do we do this? How do we do that? And that's something that takes a lot of mental strength to try and do with the program.
Husna Khan comes on for Rondon, number 22 in purple, and trying to get something going for the Beavers.
And despite no goals to City College's name today, you can see the cohesion, you can see the style of play and what they're trying to accomplish.
Long shot for the Beavers coming from Rodriguez, and Good is there once again.
Rodriguez is the sharpshooter, as we see it here. Was able to get the right amount of space, and ball seemed to be just a little bit too close to her foot as she tried to unload and get a little bit more on that ball. But that's exactly the position that City College wants to be in. Ball at one of your best players' feet and shooting from wherever you can.
Meanwhile, Lopez not giving up. Trying to earn a corner, but it'll be a goal kick for the Beavers.
It's a good opportunity to counter here.
Astarby goes to track it down. Sofia Astarby. 1v1 with Marjorie Placencia. And under the legs of Eaton. But last touch by the Beavers and a throw-in for John Jay.
Well, we just saw one of John Jay's trademarks, which we haven't seen too much of so far today, as Issa comes to grab it.
Yeah, stepping in front of Eaton.
But John Jay was able to play a 1-2 around that right back. That's something that they try so often, further up the pitch if they can. As you saw, it was all the way in the corner for Astarby. They want to have a little bit more space to try and get closer to that 6-yard line to cross it back across and square it up. That's their style of play.
Hodzik to Khan. And Danny Vasquez stepping in with Khan. A little chippiness between the two, and Khan trying to keep possession. And Sargent keeps it away.
Yeah, I love to see the aggression from Khan. A little something to fire your team up, especially with just a little bit of time left.
Khan, a 5'7" sophomore, and Newman says very strong, can hold the ball up, and does a good job, can give us the line, and trying to parlay something.
Yeah, and sometimes a little bit of chippiness, a little bit of strength, a little bit of aggression is what you need, especially down and as the underdogs.
Gashi has Khan wide, goes that way. Husna Khan. And a good breakup by Eaton.
Khan was lucky to escape with a throw in there. Found herself without too many options and maybe took one touch too many. Ooh, great turn by Dos Santos.
Santos showing off the skills. Feeds it towards Khan. A race in the corner. That'll be John Jay ball.
And if you're Khan there, you're not trying to win that ball and try and get it back into the middle. You want to hit it off of somebody and win your team a corner.
Brianna Lazarson comes on for John Jay, the freshman from Old Bridge, New Jersey. Played 16 minutes, had 3 assists in the semifinal against Lehman. This is Natalie Mack, the player of the year. Silent on the stat sheet, but a good connector today for John Jay.
Yeah, she's had a lot of attention on her at times, especially on this right hand or on the left hand side. And using that attention to link up play is sometimes more important, especially when those awards are announced. Your name is on everybody's list. And she's done a good job of really involving her teammates and making sure that everybody's involved.
Flag is up. John Jay plays on, and Issa makes the save on the shot from Lopez.
That time it was Malona able to play out, but there have been times, especially in the last game that they played against City, where there have been 3 Beavers at the back line trying to put pressure on, and Malona was able to escape. That's something that she does so well with her game, but it's very risky. That's something that Johnny Clooney was like, well, I watched that too, and well, I didn't love it, but I was thankful that she was able to get out of it.
Well, every coach can devise a plan, and they could map it all out, recite it to the players in practice, but everybody's different come game time. Here's Natalie Mack. Mack from the corner. Ball's chipped, but Mack stays with it. And Placenza able to clear it towards Khan.
Well, to go back to your point, I mean, coaches don't play, but I know both coaches wish that they could play. I mean, for City College, Unique Newman was the player of the year in the CUNYAC conference, and what was she, 2nd in the nation in terms of scoring? She was phenomenal.
And she still holds program records, including 56 career goals, 28 in a season, had 6 goals in 1 game, a 2014 CCNY Hall of Famer. Which goes to show how great of a career that she had, that she was inducted into the Hall of Fame as soon as she graduated. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit in a few seasons, but Newman, it was so destined to be that they just gave her the award, and now the head coach for the Beavers.
Gotta respect. You gotta respect it, and the team has respected it. When you have a Hall of Famer say, all right, I'm gonna coach you guys, you listen. You sit there and you listen and you say, okay, what can I do? And that's what this team has done, and that's why they're in the position that they are today. Especially for some of these young attackers, learning how to press was one of the big points that she mentioned as something crucial to her and her side, and that's something that she specialized in when she was playing as well.
Play towards the near side, and there's Issa. Under 16 minutes to play in regulation, and John Jay keeping possession.
I'd like to see the pace pick up if possible if you're City. That's what you need at this moment. But this is around the time of the game where you start to get tired as well.
Here's a shot. Issa with the save on Nevitt Sargent. Sargent looking for a 2nd goal of the year.
Phenomenal stop that time. Running onto it. Elects to go on the first time, and Issa catches it right next to her shoulder going down to her left. Great step in that time, right in the center by Placencia.
It was a 6th save of the match for Issa. Natalie Mack with some space. Milson throws it into traffic, and CCNY on the counter. Aquila.
Something that I haven't been seeing City do as often is going together in unison when they're moving up the pitch. And that's been part of the reason why they haven't been able to find numbers at great lengths. And if there's a time to start, well, that would be now. That time it was Dos Santos' first touch that evaded her. She was able to keep that closer to her body. She probably would have had a chance to spray it out wide.
Vanya Bala. Rondon with the nutmeg. Trying to get some separation to create a cross and knock the side. And we got a corner for the Beavers. First corner of the match for CCNY.
Yeah, this is when you throw everybody forward, almost everybody forward. Maybe leave one or two back, but you try and get as many tall players as you can in there. I think you have to still send it into the box, although you do have the height disadvantage. Just got to give your team a shot.
Sarah Rodriguez, 2 goals and an assist on the season. Won a CUNYAC championship in 2023 and trying to have her team within 1 goal, but nothing doing there. Tried to connect with Dunphy. It'll be John Jay possession.
That was one of the best opportunities that City College have had here in this second half. And it did come from a set piece. That's how John Jay got it going today. And that's how they scored both of them, actually. So off a corner and off a penalty.
Larissa Hodzik. Near side towards Natalie Mack. Specht in the midfield. Plays it up ahead. And Issa wisely kicks it away from Mack.
Don't have to retreat back for that ball. You want to try and play in advance of people making a run if you can.
A Starby to Mack. Natalie Mack, the player of the year, tries to create. And a good job by Placencia. And a Starby keeping the forecheck in line. But Issa to boot it away.
Into the game for the Bloodhounds.
Johnny Clooney goes to the bench. As Kira Kippitz comes on for Sofia Starby. Not a bad day at the office for a Starby. Fisher tries to chip in towards the box.
There have been times where the wingers have been too far out wide in order for a midfielder to find them because they're not expecting the ball over the top. I think they should try and drift in more centrally and then get it out into that open space instead of just waiting for the ball to come to them. That was something that Unique Newman was frustrated with. She says when her team is quiet, when her team isn't talking like that, she gets scared.
And unfortunately, that's just the growing pains that you have when you got freshmen on your roster. Here's Natalie Mack for the exclamation point, the cross, and a save by Issa as she robbed Danny Vasquez.
Wow, that was phenomenal from Issa. I thought that was for sure going to be number 3 in the exclamation point on the game. And hopefully City College can use that as momentum and hope going forward. Now let's see that one again. Mack was in such a phenomenal position, which she's seen herself in so many times so far this season. Elected to go across the goal, took a deflection, And I believe it went off the post. Wow. Well, what a way to stay in the game for City. They're still down at 2-0, but anything can happen in 10 minutes. And from the way that they've been playing and the way that they've been progressing the ball forward, at least in the last 10 minutes or so, you gotta like their chances if you're a Beaver fan. You've kept it close. You haven't allowed a goal from open play against John Jay so far today.
And so Angelina Macias comes on for CCNY. Husna Khan goes to the bench. Unique Newman trying to spark something for the Beavers.
You love to see the battles in the middle from both sides, going for those 50-50s as if it's the last play of the game.
On the cross, it's deflected. And then headed up. 9:20 to play in regulation.
Dangerous in the middle, but this one-touch, two-touch type of football that City's been playing has been so interesting to watch.
Rondon. Rondon trying to show off the tactical skills, but John Jay's defense hanging with her.
Yeah, we've been saying it all game. She's one of the players that City is looking to get in 1v1 situations as Lopez gets one of her own.
Lopez draws 3 defenders. Ava Lopez using the left boot wide.
You can see her collapse there at the end. Beautiful move. Whoop, excuse me. As Lopez looks to go with the left and just skews that off the, tried to go with the inside part of the boot, ended up hitting off the laces and skewing out wide.
And so played towards Dos Santos. Up the near side.
But you can see this type of football and this style that City is trying to play. And it's finally coming together, and you can see the passage of play stringing together good passes in the midfield from their defense going forward. But the question is it too late? 7.5 to go.
We've seen some crazier things in the CUNYAC final. And you just never know, and that's why you have to play to the final whistle.
I'm Unique Newman. I would have to play a little risky. And I would start playing with a high line, as it looks like they're starting to do a little bit more. But you're going to have to trust your defense and your goalkeeper.
Also, what's the worst that could happen if you take a shot and then John Jay comes and scores? You got to do anything you can to try and get on the board.
Got to put the pressure on the Bloodhounds defense now. Let them do some defending.
Marissa Hodzik towards Vanya Bala.
If you're John Jay, you're not necessarily waiting for the clock to stop. You want to put that aggression back on, but defending is going to be the main point of emphasis going forward now. It's not one of those 9-0 games that they've had in the past. This is much closer than other games so far in the playoffs for them. And it's a little different, but they still have to put their foot on the gas. They have to stay focused because this City College team has shown that they can do that and they can press forward and get ahead.
And this is the closest that John Jay has played in CUNYAC play this season. In fact, the lowest goal totals have been 3-0 victories against York and Brooklyn. John Jay still is not allowed a goal to a CUNYAC opponent this season.
I mean, Their defense has been sensational. You know, there's no questioning that in the slightest. As Rondon is going to be whistled for a foul there. That's got to be frustrating for City College as they found themselves in the final third. But if you're City, you got to keep the foot on the gas. You have to keep it going. And they're not going to look towards leadership, towards their captains. You know, there are people wearing the armband who are freshmen, but nonetheless, they're still leaders for the squad. They have to keep it going. Space in the center there for Macias. I'm so excited to see how Sarah Dos Santos is going to be playing going forward, you know, for years to come. She has the ball on a string, as woof, you can see it there. So she wants to take a shot.
A lot of upside for Dos Santos. Of course, one of the 9 freshmen on the CCNY squad. Rodriguez, a one-hopper, and Gouda's there.
A little bit too far that time for Rodriguez. It's a tough shot to take in the first place and an even tougher shot to make. To see the fighting there, the shoulder-to-shoulder action. Fourth in the center there.
Ball goes out. And knocked down the field, and John Jay ranging over, and Scherson gets it back to her keeper.
Yeah, pressing is so important for City. That's the first time that I think John Jay's had to go back to their keeper in the first place. They were able to play out of it, but still a dangerous situation that they don't want to find themselves in.
Here's Emma Fisher to put the icing on the cake. The cross, Issa knocks it down.
Issa here, phenomenal save yet again, but you got to go quick.
2:30 to play in regulation. As the ball ping-pongs around, and Rondon might have taken a shot. Let's take a look at the replay there, and that's that clock stops with 2:39 left.
Yeah, just ball hit way in the air there, and just bounces off a couple. It looks like she might have caught her Rondon in the nose. Seems like she's going to be okay. The two captains talking with each other. Sarah Dos Santos right there as well. They know that their time is nearing the end. They have to do whatever they can to try and put the ball in the back of the net.
.220 to play in regulation. CCNY throwing everything and John Jay if they can. And they'll have a free kick.
Gotta go quick. They gotta go quick.
Sarah Rodriguez thought she was gonna take it. Gazelle Dunphy. In towards the box. Good is there to end the threat and keep the shutout intact. High bounce towards Lopez. The header from Scherson. Be sure to stay with us for the trophy presentation as John Jay is just over a minute away from their 5th CUNYAC title. Brianna Lazarin. Tulula name it Sargent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the 90th minute of play, the final minute of the second half.
Well, for John Jay, they won their first 4 matches of the year and then had a few bumps in the road. A tie against Penn State Brandywine. Lost 11-0 to NYU. Then draws against Alvernia and Centenary of New Jersey. But since then, the Bloodhounds have run roughshod for 5 straight victories. And now a half minute away from capturing the CUNYAC title.
Guys over there, yeah, go Stud!
That's going to go out of play. As the clock stops with 14 seconds to go and just a couple of more substitutions for John Jay. As Tallulah Neiman Sargent and Zoe Specht come off. And just 14 seconds left for John Jay. And on the corner kick. Goes over everyone, the header, and it falls in. John Jay puts the icing on the cake. Sofia Soler nets another point. She's been responsible for all 3 goals, and the Bloodhounds are going to go on and capture the 2025 CUNYAC title.
Beautiful cross into the center. Soler rising above, wide open, finding it in the bottom corner to put a bow on it.
2 goals and an assist today for Sofia Soler. As the celebration will start and the countdown is on for John Jay. One of the best seasons in John Jay women's soccer history ends with a CUNYAC title, a 3-0 decision over CCNY. CUNYAC title number 5 for John Jay. They've won 3 of the last 4, and I'll head back to the NCAA tournament.
Well, congratulations to this John Jay side. They have been dominant all season, did not let in a goal in CUNYAC play. Went undefeated in CUNYAC play all season, and they're back-to-back for a reason.
So while John Jay celebrates, we'll take a quick break and we'll speak to our player of the game here at the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Final.
At Brooklyn College, there's an energy that runs through everything we do. Whether you'll study business or psychology, win a Grammy, or rewrite history, come find your place at the best public liberal arts college in New York City. Named the best value college and the most ethnically diverse student body in America. With athletics, a pool, track, fitness center, and over 120 clubs and organizations on a sprawling campus in the beating heart of Brooklyn. You belong at Brooklyn College.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a Green College, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
For the reigning champion, John Jay Bloodhounds. I'm joined by our player of the games, 2 goals and an assist, Sofia Soler. Now that you have another CUNYAC title under your belt, the emotions that you're feeling in this moment are?
I feel really excited. I'm very happy that we won this game. We gave it all we got from the first minute to the last minute, and I'm so excited to do it next year all over again.
All right, so you're already thinking about next year. Let's talk about this game, though. You start the scoring on the set piece in the corner, good header there, and then, of course, the PK. Take us through how you were able to get through the first half and kind of set the tone.
Honestly, it was just like I have to give it for the first few minutes. We wanted it, and Katie getting that. Shoot, thanks for the girl for putting her hand. Just all came together.
Now that you're done facing CUNYAC opponents, you guys are the first team in conference history to shut out opponents throughout the season. What does it say about the makeup of this team from top to bottom?
It shows that our forwards can score, our midfield forward and attack. And even they go if the ball is there. So individually, everybody plays a part. And like I said, as a team, it all comes together, and we're winners.
A long time since the CUNYAC has been able to get a win in the end.
I think going with intensity it up a lot more. Like we're at 100 right now. Let's go to 150. Let's go to 200. And let's beat the next team. Shut them out too. All
right, Sophia, I'll let you go celebrate with the team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Sofia Soler. We'll take a quick break and get ready for the presentation of the trophy here at the Women's CUNYAC Final.
At Lehman College, your dreams turn into aspirations, your motivations into actions. At Lehman, we help you achieve your goals today. Lehman shows you how to transform your hard work and commitment into a smarter and better future for all of us. Together, we inspire each other and empower each other because we believe in dreams. Here, students don't just study cancer, they strive to cure it. They don't just study business, they start their own. They don't just play music, they create it. They don't just live in our community, they change it. Every day, our amazing faculty and students who come from all over the world follow their dreams and create their own Lehman stories. Here at Lehman College, what will your story be?
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, you choose to see a doctor or the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. HSS.
Imagine yourself doing remarkable things on the historic Harlem campus of the City College of New York, home to hundreds of leaders and named as a 2022 Hispanic Serving Institution, a green college, and a top school globally. CCNY is the perfect place to make your dream your reality. Stop by one of their many events like Open House, visit the campus in person, or explore CCNY online. Your place in history is waiting. Explore CCNY. Visit ccny.cuny.edu to learn more.
Welcome back to York College, and John Jay capturing the program's 5th CUNYAC title. And it's really cool to see some recent alums and recent champions for John Jay now being able to celebrate this moment with the current team, David Horn, and for John Jay, one of the best seasons in CUNYAC history.
Yeah, and we've seen it throughout the entire season. They've been unstoppable. Their defense has been so solid. Their goalies have had nothing to do. I feel bad for the goalies. But nonetheless, I mean, the midfield has been great. The forwards have obviously put in the work and put up the goals and assists to show for it, and getting the awards as well.
So a lot of hearts, a lot of hugs all around. Get the pictures in and moments that these players will remember for the rest of their lives. And now you go on to the next step, the NCAA tournament. It's been a while since a CUNYAC opponent has captured a victory, and for John Jay, if they're able to defend the way that they did and score a couple of goals early, that could be the potential recipe for success.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, John. I think that if any John Jay team has a chance, I think this one has as good as any to knock off an NCAA opponent.
So for John Jay, that's now their 11th win of the season. They only won 10 games a year ago, 8 wins in 2023. In fact, a 12th win would match their program record in that 2022 season when they fell to Christopher Newport. There's John Jay getting ready, CCNY coming over as well, and always good to see both teams get some recognition at the end too. And one point of note before we talk about John Jay and we send it over to the ceremony. For CCNY, I know it stings now, but they have to be proud of what they've been able to accomplish this season. A very young team, and I don't think anybody would be surprised if they're the ones hoisting a trophy in the next coming years.
No, they were phenomenal today. I mean, no goals from open play for John Jay for a reason. Their defense was so solid, although they were missing pieces. I mean, Lennon Lighthouser, one of their star players, a center back for them who's been a leader, was out with an ACL injury, and they had players taking places, and they were adaptable. That was one of Unique Newman's main points of emphasis, is this team can adapt to anything, and hopefully they adapt to a championship run for years to come.
CUNYAC Commissioner Kurt Patberg to hand out the runner-up trophy to Unique Newman. And how about Newman just coming over to CCNY last year as an assistant coach, now as the head coach, CUNYAC runner-ups. And as they hand out the medals, let's send it down to our PA announcer, Joe Trebuzio, for the presentation of the CUNYAC runner-up and champion trophies.
And I went back to the
Once again, let's meet the student athletes, the players representing the Beavers of the City College of New York. Number 1, Mitzi Akia. Number 2, Nadia Ndala. Number 3, Sofia. Number 4, Salama. Number 6, Larissa. the City College of New York. Let's give a big round of applause.
Wait, hold on, good.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Beavers of the City College of New York.
So congratulations to CCNY, a runner-up and a great finish for the Beavers as they will go home the second best team in the CUNY Athletics Conference, a very young team, and a great job out of Unique Newman and the rest of her squad. And now the time for the big trophy, the one that everyone plays for. The John Jay Bloodhounds will capture the program's fifth CUNYAC title. And there you see the captains from CUNYAC Commissioner Dr. Kurt Patberg, Sean Green in there as well, and that's, there we go. Now we'll get the backdrop. It's all about the aesthetic and the memories, and of course, got to get the good shots in there as well. And of course, one more for the Graham.
Your first time?
So congratulations to John Jay, and we'll send it down to Joe Trabuzio again as he introduces them individually.
Number 5, Sofia. Number 6, Zoe Speck. Number 7, Larissa Alcabugna. Number 8, Amaya Milano. Number 10, Sofia Number 11, Katie Shearson. Number 12, Julian Castillo. Number 14, Natalie Number 15, Haley Lopez. Number 18, Ira Kempes. Number 19, Yamil Number 20, Number 21, Anna Number 22, Anna Marie Number 23, senior, Emma Fisher. Number 25, Brianna Lazenson. Number 26, Sofia Arias. Number 27, Tallulah Lemon, Sergeant Lieutenant. And your goalkeeper, number 0, And let's look at the benches, ladies and gentlemen. Your head coach, Ajani Cooney. Assistants, Denise Lopez. Nathan Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2025 champion, John J. Woodward, and please stand by as we announce our most valuable player. So, ladies and gentlemen, here in New York, it's about 1:15 p.m. However, in Santa Clara, California, our most valuable player is going to pick up the phone and wish her friends and family on the West Coast a very, very good morning and tell them proudly that she scored 2 goals, had 1 assist, gave her team to victory, and to capture the most valuable player award. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Bloodhounds. Great game, CCNY. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the staff here at CUNY College.
Sofia Soler might want to have more than one hand. I mean, she's a lot of hardware. She's got a medal around her neck, a championship trophy, and now the MVP trophy as well. And David Horn for John Jay, a season that they'll remember forever, and Sofia Soler, a great performance in the final.
Yeah, good problem to have, having your hands full of awards and medals and honors. But again, a phenomenal job by John Jay, not only today, but this entire season. They've been magnificent, and they enjoy all the excitement that they have right now.
So as the team poses for a photo, that means that we will bid you adieu. This has been a presentation of the 2025 CUNYAC Women's Soccer Final here at York College. This has been a presentation of T&D Sports Video.